Hi everyone, it's Tracy Lewin.
And Peter Murray. Hi, Tracy. How are you today?
Fantastic, thank you, Peter. We're on our world trip.
On your world trip around the world in 80 blog posts.
Yeah, 80 blog posts, that's a good idea. So, we've
Or
actually
rather, video blogs, I should say. How do they say vlogs? Vlogs.
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 Well,
We're making vlogs. Yeah.
here we are in the UK because the UK has really been in the news of late. So it's actually very interesting to see what they are doing in terms of Bitcoin and blockchain adoption.
Tracy, the UK is a very exciting country for the blockchain. Very, very exciting. I actually travel to the UK a lot, and the reason being, London is the financial capital of the world, as we all know, but it's also the FinTech capital of the world, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Absolutely. So let's just talk a little bit about the UK. It's known for its education institutes.
Yes, yes, it's one of the biggest exports in the UK is education.
Yes, and currently the population is around 65.2 million people, and most of them actually live in urban areas. So it's about 81.5% live in urban areas.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the UK ranks number one in the list of countries by population. So, and also the other interesting thing I saw that the median age is 40 years, just over 40 years.
So the people in the UK are not too old. I'm actually over the median age. Unbelievable.
Shocking.
Hmm. Very interesting. I think immigration helps a lot. You know, young people immigrate.
Yeah, they do immigrate, and it's interesting that other countries' youngsters want to immigrate to the UK. So it's
Oh, the UK has a very big advantage in terms of its location. It's right in the center between Europe and the United States.
yes, absolutely
And with everything that happens, that location cannot change.
correct. So let's look at the economic growth. This is a graph from July 2013 to July 2016. So over the last few years, this doesn't look like a very exciting and vibrant economic growth.
No, it's not. And I think this is the thing. Economic growth has stalled after the financial crisis, and continues to stall.
And also the interesting thing is the services sector is the most important and accounts for 79% of the total GDP. And exports of goods and services account for 28%.
Well, that's interesting. So the United States is the United Kingdom is a total service economy.
Yes. Now, what happened after July? Brexit.
No, we had the breakfast. What do you call it, the Brexit?
Yeah, we had the Brexit. So now, let's chat a little bit about this. Um, we just saw the absolute plummet of the pound to the dollar and a 30-year low. Here's a graph actually
Well,
showing how it's gone right down in
that's
the past
interesting. But
year.
the main reason for this Brexit was, if you go back to that previous graph of yours, is really the slow economic growth. There's a lot of people that are really struggling to make a good living in the UK. And that is the reason why people voted for Brexit, because it's more like a vote against, um, against what's happening, and trying to fix the whole economic um, landscape. So that's interesting. The pound has weakened tremendously, and the main reason being uncertainty. Because of Brexit, um, people don't people don't know what is going to happen. Businesses hate uncertainty, so not investing. And there's a lot of companies that are unsure about what's going to happen with their future of their head office and stuff in London. So it's
Mm.
going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and also, there's issues between whether it'll be a hard Brexit, a soft Brexit. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? What the difference is?
think the real difference is in terms of how they want to negotiate with the European Union. I think a hard Brexit would mean that that the UK make a clean break with the European Union and then go back and negotiate all kinds of things with them. A soft Brexit would mean that they are more lenient and maybe look at still, because the thing that the UK want is the UK wants to have access to the single market.
Yes.
What Europe wants is to give everybody that has access to the single market is freedom of movement inside the free market. And this is part and parcel of the whole problem. And I think that will be, if that can be negotiated, that will be more of a soft Brexit. A hard Brexit would be the UK goes, and then they'll have to go and from scratch and create some kind of a trade deal with the European Union. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But as the pound shows you, business hates uncertainty.
Yeah. But just talking about Brexit, the bookies all said that it was going to be 80% Remain, and they got it so totally wrong, because they didn't actually consider what blue collar workers, what the people, not the business owners, and the people, the wealthy people would have said. And this was a huge shock to the UK. Brexit was a huge shock to the world. Is the same going to...
Tracy is who voted and who didn't vote. Because if you look at it, I don't have the exact figures, but if I remember just from the top of my head, and don't hold me to this is just an estimate. I think 16 million people voted to leave, 15 million people voted to stay, and 17 million people didn't vote.
Yeah.
So actual fact is half the country wanted to leave, half the country wanted to stay, and more than all, half of the voters that voted want to leave, or half of the voters wanted to stay. But that's only then 2/3 of the country. A third of the country didn't even vote.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. We're coming up to the US elections, and it'll be interesting to see what actually happens there, because the same thing might apply, that, everybody's thinking that maybe Hillary will win because of the polls and talking to those people, yet they're not talking to the people on the ground. But we'll have to wait and see.
I think the guys are very worried because they realize that polls, if you have disgruntled voters coming to vote for the first time, they're not very good pollers. So the polls might be completely wrong. So it's going to be interesting. That's why the bookies got it wrong.
Yes, that's why they got it wrong. So let's talk about the digital economy. And we'll talk firstly about Bitcoin versus the pound. I mean, if somebody with pounds on the 19th of October 2015 had bought a Bitcoin, and this is 1 year later, look at this incredible growth. And that would mean that you wouldn't have done anything with that Bitcoin except hold on to it. So this is the devaluation of the pound and the increase in value of the Bitcoin.
And this is a tremendous growth rate for anybody that actually had the foresight to change the Bitcoin or the pound to the Bitcoin. And and this is just a reminder to anyone that if you're not involved in Bitcoin, look at these type of graphs. This can happen in any country, and it's happening in most countries because fiat currencies are on the way down, and Bitcoin is on its way up. And the proof's in the pudding. Look at these growth rates.
Yeah, it's incredible. You can't get this growth anywhere.
Yeah, and people are very easy to just dismiss this and say, but the thing is, if you look at what's happening and you look at the development and you look at investment and you look at the adoption by investors, by the media, by the mainstream, by governments and everything, you'll see that Bitcoin and the blockchain technology is real and it's here to stay, and it's not even made a dent yet. It's the growth potential of this is absolutely enormous and unfathomable where the Bitcoin price can go to.
Absolutely.
And people don't realize this, and they should wake up. I mean, we're getting 200% growth rates here, and I'm promising you, Tracy, this might be low growth at the start of this. Wait till this Bitcoin market really catches fire and starts to accelerate.
Well, it is just so incredibly exciting. So in terms of exchanges and over-the-counter platforms, as a UK, if you have a UK address, you've got access to Bitcoin exchanges basically all over the world. Um, and also, I just wanted to say that the over-counter platform, localbitcoins.com, localbitcoins.com is actually a platform where you connect a buyer and a seller, and they even offering they've halved their fee to UK clients to assist them to get into Bitcoin. When they're using their devalued pound, so they're giving them a little bit of something there. Um, because it's very important to do this, Peter. If I had pounds, I would definitely be putting it into Bitcoin, no doubt about it.
Well, the thing is, any person with wealth these days and are looking at the long-term wealth creation should have a portion of their wealth linked to the digital economy. Even
Mm.
5 to 10% I would say is a conservative amount because the way the digital economy is growing, this is going to outstrip the mainstream economy in the next 20 years when people that are putting money away now are going to need this for retirement and stuff,
Mm.
you know. And this is what people need to, if you have a 20-year plan, you need to start saving in Bitcoin on a monthly basis.
Yes, absolutely. Imagine what it would be like. Imagine the value in 20 years.
Absolutely so.
So, Bitcoin and blockchain adoption in the UK, the government, the Bank of England has actually just opened a FinTech accelerator program because they're looking for, they're trying to get additional ways to explore blockchain technology. So they're pretty open there. Lots of conferences going on, regular meetups. I mean, here are just three that are happening in November, but most definitely there are a lot more than this. You just have to look for them. So it's so exciting what's going on in the UK.
Well, very exciting. And if you, I mean, just to let our viewers know what an accelerator is, usually with an accelerator is they would take a number of companies, identify them, and then fund them to actually get them to a stage where they can get in, where they, basically accelerate the startup to a point where it can be funded by venture capital or by bigger business to get it into the mainstream. And like you rightly said, London is the fintech capital of the world. London is also the financial capital of the world. So the amount of business happening in London and conferences and stuff going on is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
The stuff you've listed here is just a little bit of things happening. There's much more happening. If you start looking around, you can keep busy in London. You can go to 3 conferences a day if you really wanted to.
Yes. Well, you know what? The exciting thing, though, and really very fortunate for people living there, is that London, as you said, is in a very established financial center already. And now they seem to be leading the whole fintech side of things as well in Europe.
Well, let me just explain to you why, Tracy, why London is so popular among fintech startups. It's because of the environment of starting a new business. You can set up a company for a few $100s and you can have a laptop and you can go work in Starbucks and with an idea.
Mm.
There's not many places you can do that. A lot of places have a lot of rules and regulations before you can even start a business.
Yeah.
The UK is very friendly towards startups. And then besides that, because London is the financial capital of the world, a lot of your big venture capital funds, there's a lot of capital looking for exciting startups to put money into.
Yes.
And this is where London is at a huge advantage.
Yeah. They say that this is a 20 billion pound industry.
It's a £20 billion industry that I believe is going to double and treble in the next 2 years.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Really, and so exciting. So,
If you look just to go back to that industry, if you look at job creation in the fintech industry, this is one of the fastest growing areas of job creation. So if you're sitting out there and you're a student or somebody and you're thinking about the career or somebody thinking about the career change, look at fintech. This is exciting and this is the future.
Absolutely, absolutely, Peter. So, in terms of our assumptions, so Bitcoin is a natural hedge against the pound. Um,
Ab- Absolutely so. You're sitting, Bitcoin is a natural hedge against any kind of economic turmoil, and the pound is certainly in a period of uncertainty for who knows how long.
yes, actually, I know that it dipped again to the lowest level this week or yesterday, um, but and some experts are actually saying it's not the lowest it's going to go. So we definitely have to watch the pound.
I think for me personally, I'm not I'm not taking a position as a currency trader. I'm taking a position as a Bitcoin adopter and looking at it and saying, if I look at everything happening, I'm not sure what the pound is going to do. The pound might be in a place where if you're a currency speculator, it might be a buy, who knows. What I do know is if I look in the next 5 to 20 years, the the digital economy in London and in the UK is going to be a major contributor to the UK GDP, and I want to be part of that contribution,
Mm.
and that's why I'm going to be in Bitcoin. And there is no doubt in my mind that this is going to be major, and anybody that gets involved are going to be happy, and everybody that doesn't get involved are going to kick themselves. So if you're sitting at home, get involved. It's not difficult. All you have to do is to educate yourself a little bit. To educate yourself a little bit, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, click the word like and follow it, and go to our YouTube channel, click the little button, the red button that says subscribe, follow our videos. We'll give you a free training on Bitcoin and what is happening in the FinTech markets, and start there and then decide what you want to do and start putting some money into the new digital economy, because this is your future. This is also the future of your children. Don't deny yourself. Don't deny your family.
Yes, well said, Peter. So, in terms of startups, I mean, they're popping up all over the show. And you mentioned earlier that the UK is a very low startup cost, but innovation is just so exciting. It's out there. It's happening. If you want to get into Bitcoin and you've got some idea, start exploring it. And who knows? Maybe you're the next Bitcoin billionaire.
Well, to be honest, Tracy, it's not just low startup costs. There's also a lot of government, like this FinTech accelerator by the Bank of England, but also a lot of government support. There's all kinds of hubs where they set up people with desks and stuff like that. We can go and work, and all kinds of things that are happening. And if people want to have more information on that, they should contact us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I also just want to say that some of these blockchain startups are not fintech, so it's for other industries as well. So, blockchain is not only fintech.
Well, very interesting. I attended the blockchain storm launch party in London a week and a half ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago. And this was a very interesting event. And one of the biggest applications is what they call for the Internet of Things. We've got all kinds of products and um, devices that are linked to the internet, and a lot of them are linking through the blockchain. There was a very interesting one in the agricultural industry that are going to be uh, linked to combine harvesters and would be used to project crop sizes, um, and all kinds of other things,
Mm.
Amazon is already on this page as well, where they have the thing called Amazon Dash. This doesn't work through the blockchain, but I see a blockchain version very soon, where you can actually, say for instance, you have a certain brand of toilet paper that you order, you buy a little dash thing, and when your toilet paper goes low, you just press your thumb on the button, and the next day, or in some places in the UK, the same day, Amazon will deliver your toilet paper to your front door.
It's incredible, absolutely incredible. So really, the people of the UK are actually embracing the new digital economy. I mean, from the government to businesses to individuals, and obviously it's still pretty small and it still needs to gain a lot more momentum. But the advice is definitely get some Bitcoin. If you don't have any, the time is now.
Get some Bitcoin.
And on that note, anything else to talk about to say about the UK?
Let's go and have afternoon tea.
Yes, why not? Let's go and
There
have
you
a
go.
cream tea. I'll have a cream tea. Thank you very much.
Would you like a cream tea?
I'd love it. I love a cream tea.
My pleasure, Tracy. Next time we meet up in London, I'll take you for a cream tea.
Perfect.
We can even go to the Ritz.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Tracy.
I'll see you there. Cheerio.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.